Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Brand Momentum Morning Show. I'm your host, Faith James, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you. If you're live with me in the studio, come on in and say hi. We are working in high performance habits this month of February, and it's been a very, very riveting set of serious idea of finding clarity, doing things that are meaningful, really getting introspective and understanding how we can develop these habits to further just joy in our lives and certainly in the world at large. So I am so grateful to everyone who's here. If you're with me, if you would be so kind as to share this video, start a watch party. You can use the title Release Tension, Set Intention. And we would love to bring everybody into this conversation. Good morning, Arvis. How are you, beautiful? So talking about setting intention. So I shared this a couple of weeks ago that I'm in Karen Treaster's Phoenix Rising Confidence Igniting program. And one of the habits that she asked us to well, basically she said, what is one new habit that you can add to your daily life? And so I thought about it and I said, I'm going to get up an hour earlier. So at this point, I'm getting up at about 8:30, before that. And so I set the intention and I got up at 7:30. And then I was on a challenge with the Hardcore Business Group. And I heard the CEO say that she gets up at 4:30 in the morning. So that pushed me. Good morning, Facebook user, whoever this is. That pushed me a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to stand in my truth. I know I'm not the 4:30 girl yet, but could I do 1 hour earlier? So then now I went to 6:30. Well, lo and behold, good morning, Deb. Thanks for joining. Lo and behold, I got another push. And I'm sure it's because we're having these conversations every morning about momentum and staying in forward action. I set my alarm yesterday for 6 a.m. and I didn't snooze. I got up. I was like, who is this woman? This morning again, I was like, okay, maybe that was a fluke. I got up 6 o'clock, no snoozing, got to my meditation, my journaling, my Bible reading, doing my gratitude, setting my business intentions, and recorded a training video that I've already uploaded and sent to my video editor, and had my mastermind session. And now I'm here. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome that feeling is. If you want to give it a go, I highly recommend it. So let me know, what time are you guys normally getting up now anyway? Because maybe I'm the one that's late to the party, right? I'm the one who's been, slacking and sleeping till 8:30. Good morning, Marion. And so maybe getting up is not, a big deal to get up at 6:30 for most of you. But the point is this: whatever it is for you, can you push yourself to go an hour earlier? So if you're already getting up at 6:30, what would happen if you did 5:30? Marion, you are my shiro. So Marion's getting up at 4:30. Marion, what are you doing when you get up? Like, do you have a set morning routine? So from 4:30 till, let's say, when you actually have to start working, what are you doing in between that time? So give us some information on that. But wow, that's wonderful. 6 a.m. Now, when you say you try, does that mean you set it for 6 and you're snoozing, or what? Let me know. Yeah, so Marion, let us know, what are you doing in between 4:30 and what time do you actually have to start, going about the business of work? But whatever it is for you, and I love that everybody has different, right? So everybody's different. This is why I would say you just have to run your race, do your thing, stay in your lane. But whatever it is for you, Could you dare do 30 minutes or an hour? What else could you get done? Because I feel so accomplished. This is the thing for me. I was always sort of like rushing and then rushing from the mastermind, rushing to the show. Then I'm trying to stick in my Bible reading. And that was the thing for me that really, I think, was the impetus of this shift. So Deb says she's getting up now between 7 and 7:30. So Deb, think about if you did 6:30 to 7, just even 30 minutes. You know, what could we do with that time? Could that be time where you set up your call list? Let's see, normally sleep so late, but right now I'm changing my body clock to wake early. Been doing okay for the past few days with the help of an alarm clock. Listen, I have to stand in my truth. I can't do these hours without an alarm clock because that's just not my natural body rhythm. But what I've noticed is that because I'm getting up earlier, when it starts to get like maybe 9, 10, I can feel my body saying, okay, let's start to shut this down, because normally I'm working till 12, 1, 2 in the morning. And that's why I'm sleeping in, because I'm, night owl. But it's so much more productive, because here's what happens. When you're up, like Marion, at 4:30, 6, even 7, nobody's looking for you. Nobody's pinging you. Nobody's dinging you, right? That's your time. So the idea of a new habit is, how can you give yourself more time, more dedicated time, more quiet time, more interrupted time to get to the things that you have on your list, versus trying to squeeze in your things in between, when now people are looking for you to get on sales calls. They're looking for you to answer emails. It's just been such a wonderful thing. I highly recommend it. And this coming from a person who was a night owl. So we're still in practice 1 in high performance habits. And this section is on release tension, set intention. And so he opens up with this quote from Socrates: human excellence is a state of mind. Human excellence is a state of mind. In a decade of coaching high performers, I found that the easiest, fastest, and most effective way to help them increase their energy is to teach them to master transitions. Every day, people lose tremendous amounts of focus, will, and emotional energy by managing transitions poorly. They also lose the benefit of greater mental and physical stamina throughout the day. What do I mean by transitions? Well, every morning when you wake up and start your day, you experience a transition from rest to activation. The start of your day is a transition. The time you drop off the kids and start your commute, that's a transition from family time to drive time. When you finish your commute to work, open your car door, walk into your office, that's a transition from solitary time to working with others. You guys get what he's saying? After work, when you're finishing creating that presentation and now you go to check the email, that's a transition. You're going from creative mode to email mode. When a meeting ends and you walk back to your desk, sit down, jump on a conference call, and head to the gym, 2 more transitions. Pull up to your house after a long day, walk into your home and become mommy or daddy, transition. These transitions are immensely valuable, a powerful space of freedom between activities, and it's in this space that you'll discover your greatest restorer and amplifier of energy. He says, think about all the transitions you're experiencing throughout the day. Take a moment and write a few of those down. So he already gave us the one. From sleep to waking, that's a transition, right? So then this is why I was asking what are you guys typically doing? Wow, Carrie, good morning, and thank you for joining us. Up by 4, but that's the internal clock. I don't have a morning routine. All right, let's read on and see where we go with this. So he says, take a minute and write those down. So from sleep to waking, right? So then what do you do when you wake up? For me, I head into the spare bedroom because there's no husband, there's no dog, no interruption. I put in my wireless beats. I find my meditation, and sometimes I'll do two. And I'm in my quiet space, getting connected to higher source, God, really, really just being so into it that no distractions. I mean, I'll even put on my sleep mask just because I want it to be like completely dark, so I stay inward. So then when that's done, maybe that'll take me about an hour, right? Then I head to the kitchen and I take my morning supplements, the ones that I need to take on an empty stomach. Then I go to the bathroom, get myself ready for day. Then I come back and make coffee. So you see there are different transitions. So think about it, what it is for you, and make a note of those. Now he says, now let me ask you a few questions about all these transitions. Do you ever carry over any negative energy from one activity to the next? Question mark. Do you ever feel depleted, but still plow into your next activity without a break, even though you know you should take a breather? Are you losing a sense of presence or appreciation for life and others the further you go into your day? Most people answer yes to all three questions. I'm convinced that if we can get you to change the way you shift from one activity to the next, we can revitalize your life. So are you ready for this experiment? From now on, as you move from one major activity to another, try this. Close your eyes for the next minute or two. Repeat the words release in your mind over and over. As you do, command your body to release all the tension in your shoulders and in your neck, in your face and in your jaw. Release the tension in your back and your legs. Release the tension in your mind and spirit. If this is hard, just focus on each part of your body, breathe deeply, and repeat the word in your mind, release. This doesn't have to take long, a minute or two repeating release. When you feel you've released some tension, and it doesn't have to be all the tension in life, move to the next part, set the intention. This means think about what you want to feel and achieve in the next activity you're about to take on when you open your eyes. Ask, what energy do I want to bring into this next activity? How can I do this next activity with excellence? How can I enjoy the process? This doesn't have to be the exact questions you ask yourself, he says, but these are the kinds of questions that will prompt your mind to be more present in the next activity. This simple activity, practiced deliberately throughout the day, can help you better manage stress and gain more presence. It's remarkably powerful. Isn't that good? Because I know for me, right, I'm guilty of just, what did I just say to you, right? Rushing and rushing. So when I finally get ready for coming into the office, the first thing I do when I get in here is I get my my tripod up and record a video that I need to send to my video editor. But I don't do that, right? So it's sort of like, okay, just getting, sorted and then coming in. And then from recording the video, then now I'm getting into reading my Bible and journaling, and I didn't do like a clearing. It's sort of like if you go to a restaurant or wherever and they give you something to cleanse a palate. So before you transition into now from the appetizer, now you're having a course of tapas. It's like cleanse a palate so that you can fully appreciate and enjoy the taste of the tapas. And then from the tapas, now you're going into the soup, cleanse a palate so you can fully appreciate and enjoy the essence, the joie de vivre of the soup. Does that make sense? Isn't that good, guys? So I think we all need to really consider, how can we use this? And as he said, it doesn't have to be a huge, long process, just a minute. So you're transitioning from, somebody give me a transition, one of the transitions that you wrote down in your daily goings and comings. So it would look something like this. So let me see. I'll give you an example. What I have coming up after this. I just think this is a great exercise. Okay, so when I wrap this show, I'm going to be on Corona TV at noon with Joseph Jaffe and Tom, our great philosopher, and a bunch of other guests. So tune into that if you're around. So that's noon today. So between 11 to when I'm on the show at 12, that's a transition period. So cleansing, releasing from the show into release, release, because here's the really interesting thing. The tension, you're holding it and you're oftentimes probably not even aware of it. Like if you even think, like your shoulders will just creep up and you don't even know it, and you just have, that's why when they say, you say to each body part, release your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, right? Because we hold tension here, we clench, in your temples. Just literally say your nose, your lips, your eyes, your eyebrows, like release, because it can be really held up and you have no idea that it's there. So I want to release whatever tension I might have built up and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to get through the reading in time, and I want to make sure I have time to talk with them and find out what's going on, and then giving them exercises to then, I got to jump now into a show where it's like a completely different topic. It's a whole different genre. And so to release any residual tension from producing the show, now I'm a guest on a different show, set the intention. How do I want to show up as a guest in that segment? Set the intention for what do I want my topic to deliver? How do I want people to receive what I'm about to share on Corona TV? So it's the release, tension, set, intention. Is that something that everybody thinks that they can do? Okay, so Marion says devotion, a brief cardio or personal development time, working on the business plan, and starting her job at 7:30. Okay, so that's between, so you do have a bit of a morning routine, because the devotion, and this is what I want to say, if you can almost like set them on the calendar in increments of either 15 or 30 minutes. It might sound like it's over the top, but it's not. So when I now get up at 6, by 6:15-ish, right? If I have to like take fancy out or whatever, that might take 15 minutes. I know I've now set in my mind that by 6:15, I need to be walking into that room. I know that by 7:30, the latest, I want to be walking out of that room, because now I've added recording my video in the morning, right? Because I'm like, I want, when my curls are still in and good, I want to record the videos then. So now I have to allocate time for that. If you just kind of do it as you do it, then things get away from you and you're frazzled and you have all of this stress and tension. So if I just have like these mile markers, okay, roughly around 6:15, I need to be walking into that room. 7:30, I need to be walking out. By 8 o'clock-ish, I need to be in my office setting up video. The videos are short, they don't take me a long time. So let's even say by 10 past 8, 8:15, I need to be done with the whole video business. And then I'm sitting here now at my desk doing my my Bible reading, making notes as I go through scripture, making notes for my book that I'm writing. And then here I have my two journals, and then journal those so that when 9:30, when that Zoom comes on, I've already done all of my non-negotiables. These are things that I commit to myself, that I keep to my word, that I do every single day. I read my Bible every single day. I journal every single day. I give my gratitude every single day. I set my business intentions every single day. And so then that's done. Then I'm like, because if you're trying to then now do work, the phone's ringing, the email's going, people are asking you to get on right now. You're like, oh, but I didn't get to this thing for myself, or I didn't get to this thing for myself, right? So you do have a little bit of an opportunity to make some of those, transitions. So after I've done, the meditation, and now I'm transitioning into video recording, I need to be cleansing and setting intentions to be thoughtful and energetic, and grounded in the words that I use, so that the video training connects, that people understand what I'm saying. So that's what I think would be so helpful for all of us. And I know I'm going to be more intentional about, as I make transitions, roll from one to the next, no more. Just be clear and intentional. Okay, release that, set an intention for this. I'm about to get on a call with a client. What's the intention? I'm about to make my list for people that I want to call to invite to a product demo. What's the intention that I want to show up in the energy for doing this task? And be intentional. I always say, don't be like a little dinghy out on the big ocean, rudderless. Set the intention, be intentional. You're the CEO of you. You're the CEO of your life. You set this schedule. This is what, when they say what the president's schedule, the president has this, and this on his day. He's not just like, well, let's see what happens. See if anybody from the State Department wants to have a conversation. Let's see if, I don't know, do I need to make an international call? Maybe let's make a call. Let's see what happens. They're scheduled. And this is how you can tell if you're on your pace or not, right? It's no different than when somebody's training for a marathon or a runner or a sprinter. They know that by the ellipse of, I don't know, 30 minutes, that they should have covered these many miles. So if these many miles aren't showing up on their tracker, they know that they're behind their pace. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know in the comments. And who is ready or thinking that they want to incorporate this release and set in their daily lives? Because again, this book, tons and tons of research among high performers. So Brendon Burchard is bringing to us all of the goodness, all of the truth, all of the knowledge that they've acquired putting this book together. And if that's what the high performance people are doing to stay extraordinary, then the smart thing for us to do is to model that behavior. Great. So I have a yes from Carrie. So I'm going to keep Carrie accountable on that. Good morning, Bonita. Bonita's saying yes. So we'll keep accountability for that. But it's so important, because let's just say you had a tough meeting with a client, and now you're going to, okay, Deb's saying yes. Now you're going to have a conversation with your girlfriend, and here you come. Yes, wonderful, absolutely. Yes, Arvis. Yeah, just not need to. Yes, start. These are the power words we want to use. Not try, I do. You either do or you don't do. Let's release try. Try is a passive word that, again, it's like that dinghy on the rudderless dinghy out in the ocean, because what it does is it lets you off the hook. I'm always talking about being intentional and honoring your word to yourself. So if you say you're going to do something, you must do it. If we say, well, I think I might, then we're kind of leaving the escape hatch open a little bit, so that we know we're going to just like slack off anyway. So see, I'm not a bad person, because I just said I might and say I was for sure going to do it. I either can make the party or I can't make the party. Oh, let me see. Well, not too wishy-washy, too middle of the road, too. No, you either do or you don't do. That's it. You do or you don't do. So we need to model the behaviors of extraordinary high performance people. And this is what they do. They set the course for their day. They don't just let the day happen. You have a hard day at work. You just got off of a tough client call, and now you're talking to your girlfriend or your significant other or your child, and now you're snippy and you're short and you're curt, and they're wondering like, oh my gosh, well, what did I do? And it has nothing to do with them. It's because you didn't woosah and clear and set new intention. Okay, so that call was a train wreck. That didn't happen as I thought. And we have work to do to recover that, but I'm going to release that. I release all of this tension from my brain, from my ears, from my eyes, from my eyelashes, my eyebrows. I release it from my lips, my nose, my teeth. I release it from my jaw. I release it from my throat. I release it from my heart, from my arms, from my chest, from my diaphragm. I release it from my hips. I release it from my legs, from my knees, my calves, my shin bones, to my toe, to my Achilles. I release it all. Release. And in your mind, you're just saying these things. I'm just saying it out so you can hear me. But you're saying release, release, release. Because now in 5 minutes, you're meeting your girlfriend for lunch. And how do you want to show up for your girlfriend? You haven't seen her in forever. And you guys are meeting at the Breakers for a little brunch and kiki. You want to be present. You want to be in your fun energy. You want to be in your active listening energy because she has so much good stuff she wants to share with you and get your opinion on. You want to be present. So you set the intention. I set the intention. I'm going to be present. I'm going to be engaged. I'm going to be fully there. I'm going to be leaning forward. I'm going to be supportive. And that's how you walk into that room. That's how you walk into the Breakers. Like, I'm here for all of it. Not distracted, not like, oh. So important. Great. So when are we going to start this? So tell me what's your upcoming transition. So I'm going to wrap us in a few moments. So let's just say by 10:45 we're out of here. What's your next transition as you transition out of the show? Yes. The worst thing that we can do, Marion, is, you've ever been to a networking meeting where you're speaking with someone and they're doing this? Now, you're trying to catch who, oh, wait, I hope so-and-so doesn't leave before. Not present with you, just kind of killing time, just like, yeah. Okay, listen, oh, Mary, don't leave before, I need to talk to you, okay? Yeah. Okay, all right, yeah. They didn't hear a word of what you said. And if you're doing it and if we're doing it, we're guilty. Don't be that person. Be present. People don't remember what you say or do. They remember how you make them feel. And if you make people feel like they're so special and that they're the most interesting person in the world, you will have dedicated, loyal followers, friends, people who are willing to do for you, people who, when now you're sending out your link to say, hey, can you come to this meeting? Can you come to this presentation? Can you come to my webinar? Can you come to my whatever? They'll remember. Yeah, anything for her because I remember how she makes me feel. If you make people feel put off, like, I'm just dealing with you because it's transactionally, I'm not really that focused on you and you're just like this, then we're not surprised when people don't engage back with our brands. Yeah. So what are you transitioning off into after the show? What's next on the dock? And if you, let me just ask you, how many of you guys are using an active calendar, meaning you actually put your things on your calendar? So I think I shared this before, but I want to show you again. So I use my Google Calendar, and there you can see I literally have my morning routine. See, so now I got to up my game because you see, I was at 6:30. Now we're moving on up. We're moving to 6 a.m. Oh, come on. All right. Right. So you see there, it says morning routine. So within that, I have meditation. I do like an abundance prayer. I do some tapping. I do some hypnosis. I listen to just kind of like whatever I'm working on at that moment. So that's what's in that morning routine. Also within that is coming into the office, reading reading my Bible, doing my journaling, that's all included in that morning routine. Then you see that $1 Million Mornings, that's my mastermind. And then you see our show, This Is Where We Are Right Now. And you see at noon, I have the Corona TV show. And then as I look down, I see 5 p.m. tennis with Jim. Like we tennis, my husband and I, we tennis our activity together. How many of you could pull out a calendar like this now on your phone and show me what you've got going on today? If you're not, I'm going to encourage you to do that. Number one is it's just a smart practice. So if you maintain an active calendar, if somebody were to say to you, oh, Arvis, we're looking for a speaker for our women's monthly meeting, we'd love to have you on March 2nd. And you're literally standing in front of the person. Could you say, oh, let me give me 1 second, let me check the calendar, and click on March 2nd and go, yeah, what time? I'm free between noon and 3. Could you do that, Arvis? Okay, Benita says yes, she does. Marion says she uses her Google Calendar. And does it show on your are those connected to each other? So I don't know if you have a Samsung or if you have an iPhone, but that whatever's on your Google Calendar is also showing up on your phone calendar, because you don't want to have to wait until you have to get into your computer to see what's going on. So Carrie says guilty. I do it occasionally, but I don't have a consistent space for recording anything, not even my journaling or daily tasks that I need to complete. I like your little monkey face. He's like, evil. Listen, we can't fix what we don't acknowledge. You just acknowledged it. So brava to you. That's the first step, right? So now, Carrie, what you're going to do is you can just start off with thinking about, what time am I getting up? What time do I typically get up? And I want you to make that now a thing. If you're getting up roughly around 8:30, 7:30, set your intention, right, is to be 7. Because think about this, guys. I mean, the importance of calendaring and setting intentions for a day is so important. You're trying to fly out to LA. You have a big meeting. You're being called in to do a product demo at like the biggest trade show in LA. And you show up at the airport. The plane was supposed to be leaving at 2, and you show up, and they're like, you know what? The pilot didn't get up in time, so we think we're going to take off around 4:15. We'll let you know. We'll get back to you and let you know when we're going to take off. Like, right? How bananas would that be? That doesn't work. There's a schedule. The plane is taking off at 2:30 p.m. westward bound for LA. Then you plan your stuff accordingly. So if you don't have your life calendared, again, you're that dinghy, rudderless dinghy hanging out, out to sea. Just let's see which way the wind blows. Are we going to go east, north? We're going to head back just to shore? Like, where are we going? Okay, paper calendar need to sync to Google Calendar. Absolutely. And it's exactly for this reason. Because this is a pro look. If you are at a conference, you are at a networking meeting, whatever, and somebody who is a decision maker saying, I'd love to have you come speak, we're thinking about March 5th. You have them in sort of a heightened state of buying, because they heard you speak, right? You did a great branded intro. You told all your stuff. They're like, oh my goodness, we'd love to have you speak. Right there in that moment, this is what the pro does. Stand by, let me check. Yeah, March 5th. Yeah, I can do 11 a.m. And the deal is done right there. Not, oh, I have to get back to my office to look at my calendar that's in my desk drawer and let me check and I'll let you know. Now they're cold. Now you can't get them back on the phone because now they're busy. Now they're like, we'll catch you around on the next time. Mm-mm. So Google Calendar is what I use. So I use a couple of calendars. Let me just tell you about that quickly. So obviously I have an iPhone. So this calendar, I sync it to my Google Calendar. So whatever I put there shows up here as well. Then I have an appointment calendar, which is on Time Trade, but I'm going to switch over to Calendly, and that's connected. So anything I put now on my Time Trade, this is where people book appointments with me. Somebody wants to have a conversation with me about some general topic. There's a calendar appointment setting for that. Somebody wants to talk about, a brand strategy session, right? So all of the appointments that I have, when somebody books time with me, it shows up in my Google Calendar and it shows up here on my phone. So everything is connected. So I am never without the ability to see what's going on in my world, because you get busy and things happen. And like I had a client meeting today. Today's the 5th. It was supposed to be, I think at 3 p.m., but she had to reschedule that. So that was removed from the calendar. It's removed from here. So I'm not looking at old information like, oh no, I have something from 3. No, I know that they told my assistant they couldn't do the call. So that's off my calendar. So I'm working with real-time data. So definitely you want to get your stuff connected to tech, because you don't want it to just be you're tethered into your office. So Deb says she's transitioning to the daily habits checklist, a key mental habits and money-making activities. I will set up an active calendar. Wonderful. So let's say right now, so Deb is here, in the audience at the Brand Momentum Morning Show. She's going to be transitioning off in, let's say we're going to transition out of here 5-10 minutes. By 10:45, we're out. Now Deb's transitioning into her daily habits checklist. Deb, what's on that checklist? And then her key mental habits and money making activities. So break those down for me a little bit, because there might be transitions even in between that, Deb, because if you go from like your mental habitsing to now your money making activities, when you're transitioning into money making activities, you need resiliency, you need resourcefulness, you need to call in your brain to say, come with the creative ideas of how I can make money through the different things that I do in my business, right? So a mental habit is going to be more sort of like, let's just assuming, I don't know for sure, Deb, what these habits are, but let's assume it's meditative, it's quiet, it's reflective, it's going in, it's getting connected to your heart, to source, being quiet and listening. Money-making activities are not quiet. Money-making activities, you want your brain on fire. You want ideas. You want everything firing on 10 to go, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Oh my gosh, yeah, let's do that. Oh, I could do so and so. Oh yeah, what about my past client list? Yeah. So you need your brain on fire. When you're doing mental habits, it's like most of the times, we're going deep down, we're getting connected. So do you see even within that, where the transition needs to happen? And so that's what Brendon Burchard is talking about, is first identify where am I transitioning and how do I need to show up for each? What do I need to release? And then what do I need to call in? Okay, great. Carrie says perfect sense. So yeah, let's do that, right? You definitely want to perfect up. You definitely want to get your calendar active. You want to have it be current. Here's one thing that I do. If I get an email and somebody, like this morning, I got an email from one of the companies that I do brand strategy work for, and they wanted me to work on a project. So I looked at my calendar, and you remember yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the day before, we talked about your desired feelings. How do I want to feel? So based on the scope of what that brand project was, but more importantly, based on the timing when it was due. So I would have had to have that strategy written and done by the 12th, the morning of the 12th. It's due to the client on the 15th. So I would have had to have that done the morning of the 12th. Well, the morning of the 12th, I'm being interviewed on French personal branding TV. So what's going to happen? I already know if I'm trying to get a report out, there may be last minute changes, edits, then I'm supposed to be showing up in all of my fullness and my je ne sais quoi on French TV to be fully, and then I'm going to be stressed. So I already can tell, I could already see that that whole thing was not going to be easy and relaxed. It was not going to be fun. It's going to be highly stressed. And so I just sent back a note saying, hey, I just checked my calendar. Unfortunately, I have 2 meetings that I can't move because I'm going to be in like a 3-day, all-day meeting that I've already committed to. And so let me know, next time if you have something, just give me a little bit more heads up. I can, keep that date on my calendar clear, but right now I can't do it. And let me tell you guys, that project that I just turned down, easily like $8,000. Yeah, I had to but I want you to hear me say this. When it comes to money, there's more where that came from. That was not the last $8,000 going out. I had to be like, stress myself out, make myself, be an agita, because I'm now prioritizing me. How do I want to feel? Remember what he talked about? What's the feeling that you want to give? But then also, what's the feeling that you want to get? If we don't prioritize ourselves and our feeling, and we're just chasing everything and chasing the money, it's no good. My peace of mind is priceless. My peace is priceless. And so I've already committed to several things. I'm not going to chalk one more thing on my plate, and then my full experience is just going to be a nightmare. Because then for sure, I have to be staying up all hours at night trying to do 2 big major deadline. These would be major deadline things. So that's what was going on with me. But you want to be able to have the calendar handy. So let's make that a commitment today that we're going to start using our Google Calendar. We're going to start getting off of the paper and into some sort of digital format on your phone, because this is where you keep most of your connections. Do that, and then make the list of the transitions. What are the things that I'm stepping through? And if you don't have your day booked up, look, even like I said, I calendar tennis with my husband on my phone. Because if I'm looking at that and I'm go, oh, you know what, we have a tennis day. So then I know if somebody says, oh, can I get you to do X, Y, and Z? If that's going to be a big, long, involved process, then I will say, no, I can't do this today. How about tomorrow? All right. Yes, ma'am. The peace is priceless. The peace that passes all understanding is the peace that we have from the Lord God himself, and it is priceless. So when you calendar your activities, you'll know, right? And when you know how you want to feel, if easy and relaxed, if, sort of this, a state of like homeostasis and balance and contentment is critical for you, you shouldn't be taking on 20 different things, because you're going to do none of them well. And if you want to move with a spirit of excellence, then you say, listen, can we do that next week when I know that my schedule is going to be freed up? So that's why in that email I said, let me know if there are any other, because it was a great, I wish I could tell you the brand. It would have been an amazing project. It's really fun, right up my alley. But my brand reputation is that I move with a spirit of excellence, that I am present and focused, and I deliver and over deliver. So I'm not going to just, again, because I'm chasing money, say yes. And then I know I only have like 2 full days to give them dedicated focus, because I'm literally in an all day session for 3 days, like can't talk to nobody, can't do nothing, like 3 days. No, my brand reputation is way more important to me than getting a couple $1,000s. Oh, I love this. I believe I came across you for a reason because this is a big part of my life. I'm upgrading. Yeah, let us clap up, gal, for that. Yes, God makes no mistakes. When you're ready, He will send the people that you need. This is why when I say I call myself, I call myself many things, but the branding Sherpa. And I always say, do you know what the difference between Google Maps and a Sherpa is? Google Maps will tell you this is where the mountain is, this is the range, this is where you go. Go with God. A Sherpa is going to ascend that climb with you. And this is what I'm here for. This is what I was created for. This is my divine assignment, is to help every single person who's desirous of becoming the CEO of themselves. They want more out of life. You know that you have gifts and talents. And what did I say in one of my posts the other day? When you don't multiply your gifts and talents, you shame the angels that watch over you and you spite God, the creator of the universe who created you. Let us not be known as the people who are out there shaming angels and spiting God. So we have to step up. We have to multiply. We have to level up. We have to upgrade. So yes, ma'am, come on through. So as I wrap us, if you are not in the Brand Accelerator program, which is the digital, all things personal brand development, from the foundational to how do you get your brand reputation, how do you make sure that you're doing the right things in terms of creating your mission, vision statement, everything you need to know about building a brand. Plus, you get me, and it's for life. So we're in the Brand Accelerator Lounge for life. As long as I breathe and as long as you breathe, you are a client of mine in that program. We're doing monthly Q&As. We're doing monthly challenges. I'm helping you to stay in momentum. I'm giving you training and tasks. Mondays, we do accountability for what are the goals. So go ahead and comment accelerator. And I'm going to find it just to make sure I give you the right spelling. Go ahead and comment accelerator before if you're not already in the program. And you will get information in your Facebook Messenger about the program. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's $97. It's a one-time pay, lifetime to have me as your coach. It's insane. It's on a special AppSumo deal. When the codes are sold out over at AppSumo, it's done. It will never be $97. This program's normally $8.97. But right now it's $97. So give yourself the gift of that and get in straight away, because it's so important that we understand that we can't do this alone. Like even a good book is a good resource. Even if you don't have a mentor, Brendon Burchard can be your mentor from afar. I have so many personal development books that I read, that I notate, that I take note. The reason this show was created is because I was reading The War of Art. So we can't do it alone. We shouldn't do it alone. Don't want to do it alone. Remember, Jesus had his 12, right? He's the Messiah. He is the king. He's the creator of the universe. He could have been rolling by himself, but he had his 12 because we all need to have a crew. Who's in your crew? Who's your tribe? Who's helping you do this thing called be the CEO of your life? Who is going to be celebrating you every single day? Who's going to be like, yes, and not, yeah, but girl, nobody wants to hear about that stuff anymore. That's yeah. They already have that in the marketplace. You're not going to be successful at that. If you're hanging out with those kinds of people, you need to come hang out in the tribe with us, because all we do is yes, and we celebrate every single day. So with that, my loves, I love you guys so much. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for being willing to do this journey with me, because it's not easy to take on a new path of, oh, I'm going to try to up level and upgrade myself. It's not easy all the time, but it's important and it's necessary. And I want to celebrate you for showing up every single day. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend. Let's get to these transitions. Let's make sure that we're getting to a place of being intentional, releasing tension, setting intention. I'm setting the intention that as I transition from the show to go over onto Corona TV, that I'm intentionally being inspirational and reaching people with the message and the word that I have, and that all will be well with me. And it's the same intention I want to set for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Carrie, my love. Thank you, Gal. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Pamela, you should be checking your Facebook Messenger. There should be something coming over to you, and the same for Marion and Gal, absolutely. So be well, guys. I am so eternally grateful to every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right. So take care, be well. I'll see you guys next week.